Hi, I'm Dr. M.
Jeff,
I'm Chris.
and this is another episode of Being Human.
To some degree, we kind of brush over the topic because of where we are. And we're not really taking the time to contemplate where other people might be with it. You know what I'm saying?
I do, and I wonder if we're only talking about things from our perspective.
Sure.
So I think that anybody that watches this stuff, our videos, it'll only land on them from their perspective.
Right. But I guess I thought maybe we should talk about how we got there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I said,
So personalized.
right. Well, I said, I'm certain that my kids lied to me, right?
I remember you said that last time.
Yeah. And I said, I don't care.
Are they still lying to you?
I'm sure they are.
Okay.
They're kids.
Did they tell you that sweater was a good thing?
So you don't like the sweater then?
I love the sweater. It is so
Liar.
you. It is you. It's all you.
But my point was,
I'm dressed like a kid that works at Zoomies.
I accept that as part of being human. That I'm an authority figure in their life, and people lie out of fear, right? And so if they're
They do.
lying to me, they're afraid, and I understand. It's okay. They think they're going to get in trouble, or I'm going to disparage them in some way, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
In fact, all the people in your life will likely lie to you at one time.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm okay with that. How did I get there? That's the question.
Oh, the fact that you were able to come to this understanding that it's going to happen whether you like it or not.
And well, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you get to the place where you're okay with it?
Right.
Okay, fair.
Right.
Okay.
And in fact, when we brought it up, you had said, "Oh, that's really hard because it feels like they don't respect you."
Yeah.
And I don't think that's actually true. Because if
Okay.
you're operating from fear at the time, I don't think it's about respect.
Okay. Well, it depends if you're insecure or not.
And also if they're insecure.
That's why they lie.
Insecurity is one of the most underestimated feelings and problems that we deal with. Insecurity will come up and make decisions for us, even when we recognize it as just thought related. So insecurity is a big part of managing all these things that we've been talking about.
I know you pretty well, and I know you pretty well. And so the funny thing is even though we do this for a living and then we do this for a living, well, not a living, but you know what I mean. The thing is what you're saying is the insecurity aspect of it is we're all capable of having insecure thinking, and that drives our action. Hence the kid lying, right? And but you say something that
Yeah, one of the most profound things I've ever heard was, I get insecure too. I just don't mind.
right, I've heard you say that.
Yes.
before. Yeah.
And when you really wrap your mind around that, the feeling comes up.
Yeah.
You just don't pay it any attention because you understand it's just temporary, fleeting thought taking form in the moment. You understand it as not a true measurement of what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And you start to dismiss it very quickly as, oh, that's just insecurity.
But in order to do that, you got to do the work.
You have to have the realization, I guess, that
Epiphany?
came from work. Yeah, the insight.
Yeah.
You have to have that understanding that that's all that's going on for you.
Insecure thinking.
Was that a
Insecure.
momentary perception for you? Were you like working on it, trying to figure it out, and all of a sudden, oh, this is just insecure thinking? Is that how that happened for you?
That's exactly how it happened. But then I realized that people have been telling me that for a long time in different ways. I just hadn't heard it yet.
You weren't ready to hear
I
it.
wasn't ready to hear it.
Yeah.
And then
What do
once it hit, it was like, oh, that's
Do
it.
you remember what it was?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
But I do remember it happened at my last job where I was really caught up. And I was like, oh, I'm the only one that's caught up. I'm the only one that got myself caught up. And I'm the only one in charge of me not being caught up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the case for everybody.
And that's taking control of your experiences.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, think about how crazy that is.
Hmm.
Because that's what your kids are doing, right? When they're lying about the chore,
Yeah.
or if your spouse is not straight on the money, they're trying to manage what they think you're going to think about what they did.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
I know, but it's part of our human nature.
Of course it is. Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's fear of being judged,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
For being a human being. And it's difficult, but it's the way we're wired.
Sure. Well, but it doesn't have to be. And I think
Agreed.
It's interesting because I'm trying to manage your feelings for you, but then you're going to get mad at me because I lied to you, even though I was trying to protect you from something I made up that you felt.
right.
Like that's
It's
completely
crazy.
ridiculous.
What usually happens? Chaos.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's interesting. But if you look at, I do this sometimes in group. So you're in a relationship with somebody new or whatever. You've been together. Okay, so maybe you've been together a year, and she gets her hair done, right? And you don't like it. She says, "How do you like my hair?" What do you say?
Looks good, honey.
Yeah, of course you do, right? Because you're thinking, I don't want to upset her, thinking that I'm not going to like something she likes, right? You're doing that, right?
Right.
And then she gets some new clothes that you don't like, and you do the same thing. And she makes a new meal that you don't like, and you do the same thing. And she gets some new friends that you don't like, and you do the same thing. And then you walk around going, I feel like she doesn't know me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
She knew your impression management of you. She never got to know you.
Right.
And so what this guy says is what you're doing is when you do that, even white lies, these are all white lies,
Yeah.
right? Is you're robbing that person of the opportunity to know you better.
Yeah, I've heard you say that before. And it's an interesting thing because when you start to realize that, that's when you start to change it.
Right.
And, I've been married a long time. So when a discussion of outfits comes up, because they do,
Yeah.
it becomes more of a fun game. And if you know your partner well enough, then what you're going to do is you're going to look at it from the perspective of, I need some honesty right now.
Right.
I have a thing for women's shoes. My wife takes me shoe shopping with her. We haven't done it in a while, but there was a time where we used to go.
Deep confessions.
No,
with
I'm,
Jeff.
I'm just
What
being
kind of a
honest.
thing?
Well, it's not that thing, Dr. Creepo. What it is if you go into a large shoe store, you're pretty much the only man in there. And you're in the women's shoe section.
Yeah.
And my wife will hold up something and I'll go, yeah, right? Okay, cool. Then she'll walk over it. I like to make a game out of everything. I'll pick up a pair of stilettos and go, this says whore to me. And my wife will start laughing, and it's because I see shoes and I'll be like, that one. So she'll come out of the, and she'll be wearing an outfit, but with two different shoes on. And she'll go, this one or that one? And I go like this. I go like this. That one. That's the shoe. And she trusts my judgment.
So what you guys did was created a safe place for honesty.
Yes.
She doesn't take it personal. If
No.
you don't like the shoes that she brought out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you did. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah,
But it takes,
that's a good relationship.
yeah, it is. And
Now, my wife asked us, like, yeah, those, because I don't want to be in the women's shoe store anymore.
I didn't want to be there in the first
Yeah, I
place.
know.
But what I did do is I said, how can I benefit my sense of humor and make this a fun experience for all?
Right.
So I became a critiquer of women's
The shoe critic.
Yeah.
My general theory, my mantra is don't lie towards anybody that you're not planning on killing. Like that's like, if I'm
That's
not
a
planning on
good-
killing you, I shouldn't lie to
philosophy.
you, because lying is the nuclear option. There's going to be fallout. It's just a matter of how much and when. But what truth do you want?
Right.
Do you want my upset truth, my frustrated truth, my kind, caring, compassionate truth? So my truth will change throughout the day.
Well, it
Based
depends
on-
on who you're talking to.
Yeah, who I'm talking to, my mood, my relationship with that person. So being genuine and honest is a much more tricky thing than people like to see it.
Oh yeah, that's where the white lies came from.
Yeah.
That's why I did that trail of white lies and then say, see, now you don't know each other anymore.
Right.
So that's not a real thing. White lies, that idea is. But my psychologist at one point, I was like, oh, I guess I have problems with authority. And he goes, you have parents? I go, yeah. He goes, well, then you have problems with authority.
Yeah. By the way, you know where he learned that? The Gambino School of Medicine.
No.
Nuclear option?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to give the George Carlin version. If honesty is the best policy, then necessarily by default, dishonesty is the second best policy.
That's
Always good.
That's good.
That's always good.
But I guess, and we started this, and I was just trying to, because I don't remember exactly how, get to the point where I wasn't hurt by other people lying to me.
Mm.
Where I'm okay, like I understand that you're afraid, and I'm okay with that.
It's got to be so. You don't know exactly what it is, or I mean, it's probably a buildup of many times, and then you go, well, okay. I guess since I know that that's a falsehood, how much do I value this person, and am I willing to forgive? And also, who the fuck am I to judge anybody?
Well, that's the first one where then there's no forgiveness necessary.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting thing that I think. The more comfortable I am with somebody else lying to me, the more likely they are to be honest.
We saw that today, 100%.
Yep.
Perfect example.
Yep.
And you saw how I tried to maneuver through it.
Right.
With the knowledge that I had.
Yep.
What I really wanted to do was be completely honest, and honesty is based on your perspective.
Yep.
For sure. Based on knowledge that I had. And I wanted to go, can we stop all this? Because this isn't working for me.
Yeah.
You know?
See, I would just look past it. Like
I know you do.
Yeah. I don't care what you did. I care what you're gonna do now.
But I'm that way too.
Yeah.
But I still have to get past the little dance that we do, you know, in and out. And
Yeah, I don't want to dance.
I don't want to
I
dance,
just want to get past it.
you know.
All right,
like dancing.
happens.
I'm not a very good dancer, but I will dance with you until you come to the conclusion
Yes.
that this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And you and I both know it.
And usually when I know somebody sitting across from me is lying, I go, okay, and I move on.
Well, I do that too.
Yeah.
That's actually my go-to now.
Yeah.
When I try to point out this and that,
And if
I just stop talking and go, okay, that's it then.
If you really think about it, you lied to me. Then what do? I say, how dare he lie to me?
yeah, you took it personally.
So it's my ego that I'm protecting,
Yeah.
because I have to be protected from the fact that you thought you could
Get one over on
get
you?
one over on me.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Which-
the fact that anybody's lying to me is not a sign of disrespect. It's a sign of fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were
And
talking-
totally coming back to what we were talking about earlier with the insecurity. I'm
Sure.
not insecure and you lie to me. Oh, okay. You lied to me. Let's move past it.
Right.
But when I'm insecure, I need to defend myself. I need to manage the impression. I need my ego to be okay with it. So I need to do the dance.
So complex.
Yeah.
Well, and what is that? The one mitigating factor to most of the stuff that we talk about?
Just tell the truth.
No, ego.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The big EGO.
Yeah. Always the main problem.
EGO.
Not ego. Yeah. There's 2 G's in ego, I think.
Yes, yeah. And it's a very strange thing to maneuver through.
So the question about trust, like, how do I trust? And this is what, for me, this is what I came up with. I just decide that whatever you're doing, you have my best interest at heart.
So it takes faith.
That's it. Well, how else
Not
can I?
that much faith.
No?
No, I don't think so. I think that people generally have the best of intentions, even if it doesn't go that way.
I
Like
agree.
you ever wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm gonna fuck this day up. I'm gonna get fired from my job. I'm gonna get into a big argument with somebody I love. Shit, it's early. I might even get arrested. Like, nobody wakes up with those intentions. Now things happen throughout the day.
That's his old Boston up.
Right.
Yeah.
But so I think about your options though.
Whose car are we taking?
If you're in a relationship with somebody, you don't know what they are or aren't going to do. You literally can't possibly know.
Yeah.
So I decide. But my other option is to decide that you're not going to be faithful.
Yeah.
And when I do that, everything you do comes under suspicion.
Yeah.
And when I decide that you are, if you're 10 minutes late, I assume it's because of traffic. I don't even ask. You know? And if you're going to betray our trust, I'm going to find out and I'll deal with that then.
I think people are inherently good. I don't trust people's actions, but I do trust in their humanity. I'm not going to give somebody who's 5 minutes sober $100 to borrow. I do trust that they have the ability
So you're not supposed to do that?
to be a good person, to have a better experience of life, to become a better member of society, to love themselves.
If only given a safe place to cultivate that.
Yes, yeah,
Really what you.
which is
right
the
there.
option.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
answer to violence.
With the shoe thing?
Yeah.
Safety.
Of course.
Yeah.
Life is about being playful. Would it be fair to say that? So when you become more playful, don't you look at things differently?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I think the reason why if you've got friends that you show up at the playground and you decide, hey, do you want to be on the swing or whatever, and that's how you learn to meet somebody, and if you have friendships for a long time, your best friends, the people in your life, we do it here. We're playful.
Yeah.
So we trust each other.
Make jokes. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that there isn't any insecurity here.
No.
Because we've all individually worked on our ego situation.
Yeah. Situation. Yeah.
We trust each other with our own vulnerabilities.
Oh yeah, and we put it here on YouTube.
So we can be vulnerable
Most
to
of it.
tens of people.
Dozens.
Yeah.
So that seems like a good place to clip it.
It does. Yeah.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
And if you have any questions about what outfit and what shoes go together, please send pictures to Jeff. He will help you out.
I will help you pick the proper shoe for the proper event.
Like this shoe.
Those shoes are horrible.
Okay.
That
Thank
much
you.
I know. Hey, you and I got some hate. We got hate dudes.
Yeah.
Bye. See you
Yes.
later.